So, as you can see, we did St. Patrick's Day themed makeup looks.
Yes, and we each did different ones too.
Yep.
So,
super festive.
So we just wanted to thank you guys for the views and the nice comments we got on our last video. It just made us even more excited to make this one, and we hope you enjoy this one.
And if you want to see how we created this super festive green rainbow look, then keep on watching.
Yeah. So we both just did our face makeup and like contour and blush and brows just off camera because we're trying to focus on the look today. But I got rid of my, I tried to cover my eyebrow because I'm going to be doing something with it, so that's why it looks like that. So it looks a little crazy, but it's not going to be like that the whole time.
Normally I would start with my eyes and then do the rest of my face, but just because I want to focus more on the eyes today, I just decided to do my full face first, but on a normal day I would do that last.
Yeah, and I normally do it first. I'm just going to prime my eyes with a little bit of concealer.
My eyes are already primed and ready to go, so I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's from the Morphe 35B palette, and then I'm just gonna put that in my crease with Morphe R37 brush.
Yeah, I'm using the same exact shade that she was using, but I'm gonna be using the M433 brush from Morphe. I'm just gonna put that in my crease and a little bit above the crease also. Putting this shade down actually helps with the transition shade after I do the crease shade, so it'll blend a little bit better. So I'm gonna be going in with this shade actually, and I'm going to just put that in my crease and buff it out a little bit and bring it up pretty far.
I'm actually doing the same exact color, this color right here. And I'm just going to put that in my crease as well. Kind of a little bit higher, but kind of keeping it just right in my crease.
And I'm going to tap it off a lot because I want to pack it on slowly. I don't want to put it all on at once because it's going to be way too green and just a mess. And I'm going to start at the outer corner because I want it to be darker out there. And I'll just slowly bring it in as it gets brighter.
And I'm not gonna bring this out too much. I'm just gonna try and keep it more of like round, kind of like an upside down U, and just keep it more rounded than bringing it more out.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be keeping mine a little rounded too. I'm not gonna bring it pretty much what Bella said. I don't want it to go too far because I'm not going to be doing a wing, I don't think. Yeah, it's not really my plan, so unless it works out that way, that's not what I'll be doing, but
yeah. I'm kind of keeping mine somewhat lighter. It's basically just to be a transition shade, and then I'm going to go in a lot darker in the corners of my eye. Mama's sweating. So I'm kind of bringing this all the way in. Because it's going to be more of my transition shade because it's going to be really darker on the corners, both inner and outer.
So before I go with the transition shade, this is just what my crease shade is. Okay, I'm going to go in with the Morphe M573 brush and I'm going to go in with the Dare to Create palette by Morphe, and I'm going to go in with this it's kind of a military green shade, but so yeah, I'm gonna go in with that one on the very outer corner, but I'm going to pack it on very lightly. I'm gonna start out with barely anything on the brush, and then I'll just work my way up. Just dropped something else. Great.
Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with this green shade, which is also from the Morphe 35B palette. I'm going to go in with I'm going to keep the brushes a lot smaller and pack it in and then blend it out a little bit more with a fluffier brush. So I'm going to use that color first and just do it in the outer and inner corners of my eyes. So right now I'm using the Morphe E17 brush just to pack this on.
So I'm just packing this inside the outer corner of my crease right here. And it's getting a little bit darker, so it's gonna kind of be like a gradient effect towards the outer edge. That's at least what I'm going for. And I'm just gonna keep kind of like pushing it this way, but not really far, because I'm trying to keep it lighter in the corner, but just gonna keep bringing it over.
So I find it helpful when I'm doing more of like a halo eye, if I take my mirror and hold it lower, so I'm looking more down, so it kind of opens up my like eyelid more, so I can see really like where I'm placing that, so that way it doesn't get too
it's actually really good, Bella.
So I can see like in like where it's getting in my crease. And okay, so I put that on the outer corners, and then I'm gonna take like a fluffier brush. I'm actually gonna take, I think, the M518 from Morphe, and just kind of blend in between softly, so it kind of connects, so it's not just like harsh lines.
So as you can see, I'm like just barely pressing this in and just kind of like swiping it a little bit, but my hand is so light. Like, you don't want to press hard because you're just gonna push the color in and it's just gonna be like really dark. So even though I tapped it off, there's still a lot of pigment. Like, these shadows are so pigmented. So if you just keep a light hand and you just keep moving it that way, it'll eventually get to the shade that you want, and you won't have to like go through the obstacle of getting it too dark and then trying to blend that out, because that's just a mess, and you definitely don't want to be doing that.
And just so you know, I didn't have any product on this brush. I'm literally just using it to blend the two sides together.
So this is where we're at so far. And I'm now going to go back, but not with the bigger brush. I'm going to use the, let me see. Oh, where'd it go? I'm going to use the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm going to go in with the first shade that I used, this shade, and I'm just going to take just a tiny bit, and I'm going to go back in my inner corner, and I'm just going to like buff it out a little bit to blend it in, because I did bring the darker shade over, and it just needs to blend a little more, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm actually going to use Bella's like technique of like looking down, because that helps get into like the inner corner. So.
And it really is something that really helped me a lot, is don't pick up a lot of product on your brush. Like, the less product, the better, because then you can
always add.
Right.
But you can't take it away.
Right. And it becomes very difficult to blend when you have too much product. And that was like a big issue of mine for a long time.
I'm actually going to go back in with the M573, which I used for the second shade on my my outer corner by my crease. And I'm going to go in with another shade from the Morphe Dare to Create palette. I'm going to be using this other green shade. This is the one I used before. I'm going to use this one now, because I definitely want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to go in with that, with the M573, and I'm going to apply that back on the outer corner, but a little bit further in than I did the last one. It's like right there. I'm just going to do the same thing, like bring it forward, but I'm going to tap it this time. I don't want to like swipe it over like I was doing before. I want everything in this look to be very like gradual. I don't want it to be just like bam, like a pop of color right on the outside.
Alright, so I'm going back in with that M518 and just blending them together. Very softly, nothing.
I poked myself in the eye.
Good. so I'm actually going to go back in with that first brush that I used, the R37 brush. And I'm just going to pick up that first shade that I used, that lighter green. I'm actually, sorry, that was not the brush I used. I used the M518. Just to kind of blend this out a little bit more because the darker green is a little bit higher than I like. And just to make it a little more seamless.
I'm going to go back in with the M504 from Morphe. And I'm going to go back to the first palette I used, which was the 35B. And I'm going to go back in with the same first shade that I used and cap it off. But what I want to do is I actually want to go like back up here and I want to go over it a little because I want that to be a little bit brighter and it's kind of dark, so I want to just buff it out a little bit.
Okay. So I am going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette, Morphe, and I'm gonna, oh god, what is this name of this color? Are the names on the back?
No. We have the first edition of the Jaclyn Hill palette.
That's
and
fine.
It didn't come with the names, so we don't know the names.
Okay, well,
We can just make up our own.
Yeah.
This is
I don't even know.
the jungle. That's what I feel like. No.
I'm gonna go in with this shade. It looks really dark, but it's like a very dark green color. So I'm gonna go in with that, and I'm just gonna also put it like in my inner corners, but keeping it really close, like packed in to just kind of give it depth and like make it a little bit darker.
I'm using the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm going with the same color that Bella just went in with. Yep. So we're just
So
we're gonna go right. Let me figure out where I want it first. Okay, yeah. We're gonna go right here, like on the very outer corner of my eye, but I'm not going up. Like I just want it to be right there. Just right there. Just packing in on the line.
I'm gonna go back in with that M518 brush that had no product on it and just blend it out because it's a little more like harsh than I want it.
I'm gonna go in with the Morphe E17 brush, and it has no product, and I'm just gonna buff that out a little bit. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe E36 brush, and I'm going to take the color from the Dare to Create palette, the one that I used on the very outer corner the first time, and I'm just going to bring that like right here. I want to like smoke it in this way, but not far. Like I just want to kind of leave it like right there, but I want it to gradually fade over. So I'm just going to go in with that color, but with very little product because they're so dark, and I'm just going to kind of just go right there and bring it more up towards the outer corner. And then once that's dark enough, I'll just bring it down a little bit this way.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back in once again on that M504 brush, like one of the first brushes I used, with that light green, just kind of to make sure that everything is like blended out nice.
I'm going to go back in with the Morphe 35B palette and use the first color that was in my crease, and I'm just going to take just a little bit of that, and I'm going to go underneath this dark color that I put in, just to buff that out a little bit and just continue that shade down, because I don't want just this dark shade because that just looks bad. So just going to buff that out.
So I'm going to go in with this 24-hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this and just put it on the center here, just to kind of carve out where I'm going to be putting the gold in the center of my eyes. This step is very crucial when doing this. You don't want any harsh lines in the center, so you want to make sure that the green blends really well and is seamless with the gold, so that way there's no like harsh lines and it's just like color there, color there. Like you want to be able to not see any harsh lines.
So I'm actually done with the matte shadow. I'm gonna go in with some green glitter. And I want to put this from the inner corner to right before the middle and just blend that out a little bit. It's not going to be harsh at all, but I do want it to be harsh right here because I don't want to cover the shadow I have up here. So we're going to start here and just kind of bring it out. But I'm going to be using a different glitter primer than Bella is. So I'm going to be going in with the brand Sarzar, and I'm going to be going in with their Glitter Fix Gel. I really love this. It keeps my glitter on and it like sticks. And it's kind of like, it sort of acts like it sort of acts like Fix Plus does with regular matte shadows, or not matte shadows, shimmery shadows. Just the way that it like really brings out the pigment of the glitter, like it makes it shine a lot. I know that sounds like weird, but you'll see what I mean when I put it on. But I'm going to be using the Super Glitters Glamour Green. Just looks like that. What I normally do is I take the brush and I just take some of the product off onto the brush, and I just paint that over the area that I want the glitter in. And then I'll go back in and I'll dip this, still being wet, in the glitter, and I'll just like pack it on. And I'll show you how to do that, but I wanted to just explain it as I do it because Bella is going to do hers too.
Yeah, so I'm now going to go in for the center of my eyelid. It's from Kylie Cosmetics. It's kind of their like, how do you describe this? Like a jet, like, it's kind of like a...
It's like a gel liner slash cream eyeshadow,
yes,
I would say.
It's a cream eyeshadow. It's yellow gold. So I'm going to go in, I don't have any other brush right now. I wouldn't normally use this brush, but I'm going to go in with the M432 brush from Morphe, just to pack that on my center.
So I'm just putting this right here. And like Bella said when she was putting on the concealer, or not the concealer, the eyeshadow primer, she wasn't going to make a harsh line, and that's what I'm not going to make a harsh line either, because I don't want the glitter to just stop, like, with a straight line. It needs to fade its way out, which is going to take a little bit, so. And this is a little bit of a hard step, so I'm just going to start from the inner corner and pack it out. Not, like, swiping it, like, packing it in. And getting lighter as I get towards where I want it to stop. And I have fallout, but I put on some setting powder, so we should be good.
Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of this cream. I've never really used it. It's just like really hard to blend, but I'm actually gonna go in with my finger. So I have that gold on there, and I'm gonna go back in and just kind of blend that little packer brush I was using. Blend the seams. Oh, I'm gonna go in with the Jeffree Star Androgyny palette, and I'm gonna go in with this shade, Frosting, and I'm gonna put that right over where I just put that cream eyeshadow. But I'm going to dip my brush, and I'm gonna spray it with some Fix Plus. No, you're fine.
Sorry. Okay, I'm actually gonna go with my finger and just tap the glitter, because the glitter is very hard to blend. Like, it's very difficult. So I just like to tap it just to kind of get it to blend a little more, and it works. It's working.
I'm going back in with my M518 brush, and I'm just gonna once again just blend out. Just make sure all the seams are blended out. Everything looks good.
So I'm just going to go in with a white eyeliner pencil. It doesn't have to be a specific brand. I'm using NYX, but it's whatever you prefer. So as you can see, I covered up this brow. It doesn't have to be like fully covered because I'm still like trying to make it look like an eyebrow. But you'll see what I'm gonna do. But I'm going to go in with the brush, and I'm just gonna do just hair strokes, but with the white. And then I'm actually gonna do that for the entire eyebrow, and then I'm going to go back over it with something else. So I'm just gonna do this for now. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe 35B palette, and I'm going to be using the Morphe M432 brush, and I'm going to be going in with red, So it's going to be, sorry, there's like blue all over it because my Jeffree Star palette is cracked. So it's just like falling out everywhere. So I'm going to go with this red color right here. And I like to get, even though it's matte, I like to get the brush wet because I need it to be like very pigmented. So I'm going to go in with it dry first and then I'm going to go wet over it just because that's just how I'm going to do it.
Sounds good to me. Alright. So I'm going in with just a really tiny brush with the Morphe M506 brush. And I'm going to go back in with this light green shade. And I'm going to do my, underneath my eyes, but I'm going to keep it on the outer corners, just kind of like how I did on the center of my eyes. So I'm going to just do the outer corners just right below my lash line.
So I'm going to start right in the front, and I'm going to go with red, and I'm going to do like the brush strokes still, just like I was doing before, but I'm going to do it with color now. I mean, you obviously probably can figure out what I'm going to do. It's going to be like a rainbow, because like St. Patrick's Day, it's a rainbow, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes, but we're going to start in the front. And like, obviously when I first do this, the colors are not going to be bright. Like, that's not very bright, but it's going to get brighter, because I'm going to spray it and such.
Okay, so I kept the center open, and I just did that light green color, and then I'm going to go in with the M213. It's a flat, like, definer brush, and I'm going to pick up that dark shade from that Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just going to keep it very close to, like, my lash line, and I'm just going to really put it in there tight just to kind of, like, define it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use gold, and I'm just going to put it in the center, and then I'm kind of going to drag it down. So it's going to kind of be like a teardrop coming down, or like more of like a triangle kind of coming down. I'm going to spray my brush again with Fix Plus, but I'm going back in with this shade.
Okay.
With the frosting from the Jeffree Star palette.
Jeffree Star. Okay, so I'm not going to leave indigo out because that's rude. So I'm just putting a tiny bit of it right.
So now, the part that I've been waiting for this whole time, I'm going in with this Stila.
Oh, I'm just trying to blend this a little. Sorry.
What even are these called? Magnificent Metals.
Oh yeah, show them the bottle.
It's a liquid eyeshadow.
They'll know what it is.
This. And I'm going in with Kitten Karma. And I'm putting that over the gold just to kind of give it a little bit. It's probably going to be lighter than the gold that I'm using, but I want something sparkly.
I didn't want to do both brows because I didn't want it to be too much. Like, I wanted to still keep it casual, even though we are the least bit casual. But
I'm going to go in now with mascara, and then I'm going to pop on some lashes, but I'm going to do that off camera.
Do is I wanted to draw like a little 4-leaf clover right here, just because I have this brow over here, and I feel like this is too casual for me because I'm not a casual person, so I like to go all out. So I'm going to try to draw it, and if it comes out bad, then I'm not going to show you because that's embarrassing. So, can you even see it? This is my 4-leaf clover. I feel like a leprechaun princess.
I feel like a pot of gold.
I'm going to go off camera, and I'm going to do my my mascara, my lashes, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, so these are the finished looks. We popped on some highlight also. We used the Amrezy highlighter, the new one.
Amazing.
Well, it's her only one, but like, yeah, it's so amazing. Like, look at that. But yeah, these are our looks.
Okay. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Super festive. Like,
yes.
I really just want to go to like a parade and just like celebrate.
I know, like I don't want to take it off, and it's like, what time is it?
It's late. It's like probably like 10. 10, 15
it's 10:15.
at night.
Like, we want to do something. It's just so exciting. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys want to recreate it, show us some pictures.
Yes,
we'd love to see
show us, tag us.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to keep this up. Like, for each holiday, we're gonna do something like really festive.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
So definitely, if you enjoyed this,
Yes.
make sure that you subscribe.
Yes, and make sure you like the video too.
Like this video, and you can hit the little notification button so you can get notified every time we post a new video.
Yep.
And we will see you next time.
Yep, we have a new video coming out soon also. So,
So stay tuned for that.
yes. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. My mom's gonna kill me.
Get your pizza out of here, you McNasty. Oh my lord.
Just so I'll poke myself in the eye again. You look so pretty. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
You know what?
Alright, 2, hurry up.
Wow. Bella. I really do. Oh, I feel like a little Skittle. It's raining men.
Oh, hallelujah. It's a raining man. Amen. Sorry. I'm really sorry.